from Bigfoots lurking in North American deserts to baby Bigfoots recently spotted in Russia, these sightings might actually make you believe the legends are real. It was April 2025 when a man was making a trip around a desert in North America. However, little did he know he was about to have a close encounter with a creature many call a legend. At first, it was just him with his camera wandering around, recording it all, when he captured this. It looked like a huge figure, covered in fur, was trying to run away from him without making much noise. It was on its 2 feet and moving like a human would, but it was clear by then that it was no human. The man, however, did not notice what was going on until he accidentally got way too close to it. It clearly was way too huge. It could hardly hide behind the trees, and it looked like it was trying to have a peek at the man, or maybe it was looking for an opportunity to get away. Nonetheless, the man was pretty freaked out, so he cut the video and left the place ASAP, not waiting to see what the creature was planning to do. The video was later uploaded in small chunks on Reddit by a user who genuinely believed it to be a legit video of a Sasquatch, and he had his own reasons. The person who filmed it has a believable story. The creature looks huge, at least 8 feet tall. Its fur looks incredibly real, shiny and a bit greasy. Their reasons for editing the video make perfect sense. They were even filmed unknowingly walking around from a distance before they got this closer shot. And if we check it clearly, he is making a point. But, of course, not everyone believed it. For many, it was a hoax. I'm voting hoax on this one. I mean, we'd all behave a little weird if we saw something like this, but the behavior on this feels acted or contrived, going off later statements. And this is fair. It could be legit, or it could just be a hoax. But there was one point which the Reddit uploader made, and it kinda makes more sense than anything else. Do these real human-like creatures actually live in the northern parts of America? That is a good question. And if we dive deep into this perspective, checking if Bigfoots have been lurking around North America, or if it's just something this guy made up, we uncover some shocking stuff. Because this wasn't just one guy in the desert with a terrifying video. These creatures have been described for centuries, all across North America. Even recently, a camper in Washington claimed he saw a 10-foot tall creature watching him from the trees before it sprinted away on 2 legs. They didn't have phones, didn't grab any footage, but they knew what they saw. It was massive, fast, and nothing like a bear or any animal they'd seen before. These legends stretch back further than written history and show up across the world. In North America, especially the Northwest, stories of giant hairy men haunting the forests go way back. Some call it Bigfoot. Others say Sasquatch, from the Salish word Sasquatch. The Algonquin speak of a Wendigo. The Ojibwe believe in the Rougarou, a warning spirit that shows up when people need to change their ways. And even though modern sightings only picked up in the late 1800s, the creature's description has stayed weirdly consistent. A massive, upright, ape-like figure, covered in hair, 8 feet tall. Whole groups now exist just to prove Bigfoot is real. They hike through the woods of the Pacific Northwest, hoping for tracks, footage, anything. Some have even found strange footprints or captured shaky videos. Too many stories, too many patterns, and for something that's supposedly just a myth, Bigfoot's presence is anything but quiet. In 2017, a 5-minute video was uploaded on YouTube with the caption, "Is this a baby Bigfoot?" And this was exactly what the video showed. It was a small creature, completely covered in long black hair, and it moved weirdly like a little monkey. Throughout the video, it moved from one room to another in the house with a rope attached to its neck, probably held by a man. At one point, it even looked like a little kid. But it was when the man had the camera close to its face, when people were shocked. It wasn't a human baby. It wasn't a monkey. So then, what was it? A Bigfoot baby in real life, captured and staying in a human home? And then, there were his hands. Which made it clear that it was not a human. So then what was it? For some, it was the child of the forest man. This is the child of the forest man. Don't hurt him. But for others, it was clear. The best video ever of a Bigfoot, even though it's a baby. And this wasn't the first time a baby Bigfoot was caught on camera in Russia. Just 2 years later, in 2019, another video was posted which showed a weird creature running around in a forest.
There it is. Look. Do you see that?
The way the boy said, "There it is," made it clear he had seen the creature before. This time, he finally managed to film it. Even from a distance, its small size and strange features hinted that it could be a baby Bigfoot. Some viewers believe the video is simply of too poor quality to make anything out, while others suggest the figure may be a bear cub or some other animal. At least a few posit that there may be a family of big feet lurking in the bushes. This wasn't the first time Russia stirred up Bigfoot talk. In fact, they've got their own version of the legend, the Yeti. And unlike North America's Bigfoot, Russia actually took theirs seriously. In 2011, a team of scientists and officials gathered in the Kemerovo region of Siberia to search for the elusive creature. They explored the Azaski caves, hiked through snowy forests, and came back with twisted tree branches, giant footprints, and tufts of what they claimed was Yeti hair. One official even claimed they were 95% certain the Yeti lived there. And since then, reports haven't stopped. And when you connect all of it, the baby creature filmed indoors, the figure in the forest, and the decades of sightings, one thing becomes clear. Russia's Bigfoot obsession isn't based on just one sighting. It's a pattern. Something's out there, and it's been seen too many times in too many places by too many people to be nothing. In July 2025, a park ranger was on his night shift driving around when he heard something. Not believing what he had just heard, he got out of the car. This is what he recorded. It sounded like a big beast howling in the middle of the night, and it was nothing like a sound a bear or a lion would make. So what exactly was lurking deep in the Appalachian Mountains in the middle of the night triggered enough to howl like that? Apparently, this wasn't the first time someone had heard a sound like this. In January 2022, a woman driving home had to pass by the same area, and this is what happened with her.
What the fuck? Oh my god, no.
However, this time it sounded more like a woman screaming than a huge big monster. And that's exactly what makes the Appalachian Mountains so terrifying. Sometimes it's a beast howling in the dark. Other times, it's a woman screaming where no woman should be. Locals have warned for decades, never respond, never call back, and never follow the sound, because it's not a woman. It never was. Some say it's the Whistler, an entity that lures people off trails using familiar voices. Others believe it's the crying woman of the Blue Ridge, a spirit who mimics pain to pull people into the forest, never to return. But this isn't new. These sightings, the howls, the mimic screams, they're all pieces of the same thing. Something buried deep in the Appalachian iceberg that most people never reach. Because beneath the stories of lost hikers and ghost towns, there's a level that talks about beings. Some believe they're protectors. Others believe they're cursed remnants of whatever lived here long before the mountains were named. But whatever they are, whether it's baby Bigfoots in Russia or screaming mimics in Appalachia, people are starting to connect the dots. The sounds, the sightings, the creatures that don't match any known species. In 2022, a man went to the Sunshine Coast hinterland near Nambour, Australia, to take some nice photos of nature. However, he ended up capturing something else entirely. As he was walking towards a spot, this is what his camera captured. What looks like a head pops out from behind a rock, then quickly disappears. The man tried to get closer to check it out, but whatever it was had already vanished, like it was never there. If the head hadn't moved, it could have easily been dismissed as a rock or leaf, but the way it peeked at him made the man believe it was a Bigfoot. People were split on what it really was, but then, about a year later, and in the same region, another video popped up, and this one showed something even stranger. While everyone focused on the deer running, what the trail camera actually captured was the figure in the top right corner stalking the deer. It moved silently, slightly crouching on its two legs, as if trying not to alert the deer. Because Australia has its own version of Bigfoot, it's called the Yowie. Aboriginal stories about the Yowie date back centuries, describing a large, hairy, man-like creature that roams the bushlands. Sometimes it's shy and retreats into the shadows. Other times, it's angry. It's been blamed for missing livestock, strange howls, and even people going missing in remote areas. But that's only the start of what's out there in Australia, because the deeper you go into the folklore, the darker it gets. Beneath all the Yowie stories and strange sightings, there are old legends, stories whispered by settlers, tales tied to forgotten folk magic, rituals, and hidden superstitions brought over from Europe. Things like shoes, buried in walls, coins under floorboards, and charms left behind to ward off dark spirits. And one of those spirits is the crying lady. Some say she's the ghost of a settler woman who lost her child to the wilderness and now wanders the land forever, crying out in grief. Others claim she's not human at all, but something else, something that pretends to be. Which brings us to a sighting in Western Australia, shared in a Reddit post titled, "Crying Lady in the Pilbara." The video cuts abruptly, and nothing else is known about it. What happened to the guy who was recording it was nothing. This sighting matches an old legend from Western and Northern Australia, the Wailing Woman. People say she looks like a pale woman in a cloak, crying somewhere, far off in the dark. Some think she's the ghost of a mother who died looking for her lost child. Others say she's not human at all, just something pretending to be, to trick people. She's not as well known as the Yowie or Bunyip, but locals still talk about her. The stories say the crying woman isn't someone who needs help. It's a trap. In 2008, 5 strange photos surfaced from deep in the Vrancea mountains of Romania. The person who uploaded them claimed they were real, unedited. Here's what they said. "I received an email request to post the original photos. I reserve the right to keep the most relevant one for the media. Since I've received requests from 2 newspapers, I don't see why I shouldn't take advantage of this. I should mention that I have 2 other good photos that I haven't posted yet. I did not use Photoshop or any other kind of editing. The photos showed something wild. Literally, a massive, upright figure covered in dark fur, roaming through the dense forest. In one of them, the creature was dragging a huge wooden log like it weighed nothing. The figure didn't look like a man in a costume. The proportions were all off, too wide, too muscular, too hunched. Skeptics, of course, tried to dismiss it, called it a hoax, a guy in a suit, camera tricks. But here's the thing, no one was able to actually prove it was fake, no trace of editing, no replica suits, and the uploader never came back to cash in or sell merch. He just vanished. Then in 2023, the story came back to life. Someone shared a photo on Reddit that brought the mystery back to life. It showed YouTuber Bob Gimlin, known for his cryptid content, posing in a forest, but behind him, half hidden in the trees, was a face, and not just any face, a face too known to be confused. It was a clear shot of what looks exactly like a Bigfoot, and it was taken in the same region as the 2008 photos. Some started calling it the Romanian Bigfoot, but what if it's something older? In Romanian folklore, there's a creature called the Strigoi, a spirit that rises from the grave. But this isn't your typical vampire. Strigoi are said to steal life, stalk villages, and lurk in the forests. They can shapeshift, turn into animals, and even become invisible. Entire harvests were blamed on them. People buried their dead with stakes, iron, and rituals just to keep them from coming back. So, is this a Strigoi? Or could it be something else entirely? An undiscovered species? An actual Bigfoot that somehow managed to avoid being caught for decades? Either way, whatever was caught in those photos, it's not human. In August 2014, A video was uploaded on YouTube. The man who recorded it was trying to visit a haunted tunnel in Japan. This is what he recorded. The tunnel, which was supposed to be empty and haunted, had a guy sitting on top of the sealed-off gate in a white dress. The boy does not move, nor does he try to look at the man recording him, and the video cuts off soon enough too, leaving people confused as to who it was. Now the tunnel this video features is called the Inunnaki Tunnel. Hidden deep in Fukuoka Prefecture, Japan, it is one of the country's most infamous haunted sites. Completed in 1949, this tunnel was originally part of an old mountain pass route. It was sealed off in the 1970s after a new road made it obsolete. But the tunnel's legacy didn't end there. It became the center of one of Japan's darkest urban legends. In 1988, the tunnel was the site of a gruesome murder. A group of young men kidnapped a factory worker, drove him into the tunnel, and burned him alive in his car. The crime shocked Japan and led to a wave of media coverage. Since then, the tunnel has been closed to the public and slowly reclaimed by nature, but many claim its spiritual unrest still lingers. Visitors have reported screams from the sealed tunnel, ghostly handprints on their cars, and an overwhelming sense of dread. Some say their electronics fail when approaching the tunnel. It's become a hotspot for thrill seekers and ghost hunters, many of whom upload their findings online. But the Inunnaki Tunnel is only part of the legend. Near it is a strange sign that reads, "The Japanese Constitution is not in effect past this point." That warning points toward a more mysterious part of the myth, the lost village of Inunnaki. According to legend, Inunnaki Village is a place untouched by modern Japan. Its residents allegedly reject all government law, live completely isolated, and violently attack outsiders who enter. Some versions even claim the villagers engage in cannibalism or gruesome rituals. A popular story tells of a couple whose car broke down near the area, only to be lured into the village and never seen again. The truth, however, is that a real Inunnaki village did exist, but it was abandoned and submerged after the construction of the Inunnaki Dam in 1986. The creepy sign likely refers to private land or a joke, but that hasn't stopped people from connecting it to the ghost stories. The legend really took off in 1999 when a Japanese TV network reportedly received an anonymous letter titled "The Village in Japan That Isn't Part of Japan." That letter described a place where horrific crimes occurred, but authorities could not intervene because it lay outside jurisdiction. Since then, the legend has inspired horror movies like Howling Village and several video games. The area around the tunnel has become a popular destination for urban explorers and paranormal enthusiasts. On Reddit and YouTube, users often share creepy experiences, ranging from hearing distant voices to feeling as though they were being watched. While there's no proof that a lawless village exists in those hills, the mix of true crime, abandoned ruins, and folklore has made Inunnaki one of Japan's most chilling legends. During a late-night walk, this guy came across an old house that looked completely abandoned. Any normal person would have taken one look and turned around. It already looked terrifying in the dark. But instead of leaving, he made the worst decision possible. He convinced himself that nothing bad would happen and stepped inside.
Jesus.
Inside, the place was a disaster. Everything was broken and scattered as if someone or something had torn through it. Still, he pushed forward, but just as he decided to go deeper into the house, he saw something that made his blood run cold. In that instant, he knew he had to get out. Everything happened so fast that you probably missed it. Whatever he saw inside that house was gone in the blink of an eye. But don't worry, we're about to slow it down for you. Take a closer look. Behind what looked like a broken door stood a doll, a little girl with sparkling eyes, staring directly at the front entrance. Or at least, that's what he told himself. Maybe it really was just a doll. Or maybe it wasn't. Many believe this was the ghost of a girl who once lived in the house, trapped there for reasons no one wants to understand. Whatever it was, it's better if it stays in that house forever, far away from us. If you work in an office building, you might want to start looking for another job. When the security workers from this building arrived in the morning, everything seemed perfectly normal, just another regular day. But when they checked the security footage from the night before, it told a very different story. Even though the building was completely empty at the time, the security footage showed an unexplained shadow moving across the floor. But that wasn't even the worst part. At one point, it looked like the shadow climbed up the wall, then onto the ceiling, before vanishing into thin air. The workers had no explanation for what they had just seen. While some believe the camera captured real paranormal activity, others insist there must be a logical explanation, calling it just a trick of the light. But honestly, I've never seen light create an effect like that on its own. And speaking of creepy security footage, you need to see what this man found on his parents' Ring doorbell camera. While visiting them, sometime around 3 a.m., he noticed something strange, a human figure walking toward the car in the driveway. At least, that's what he thought at first. But as the seconds passed, something felt off. The figure never came back. And when he took a closer look, it didn't even look human.
The thing runs for like another minute and he never comes back. He never does anything else. Whoever this
never rings again.
Is that wearing a dress or something?
Again.
Not like a wedding dress?
Wedding dress?
That is creepy how it's dark there.
Since he has a Ring doorbell camera at home, he knows exactly how it works. Every time he steps outside to take out the trash, the camera picks it up, once when he leaves, and again when he comes back. But this time, nothing happened. No motion alert, no second appearance, just silence. And that wasn't even the strangest part. His camera has always captured clear footage, yet this figure, it was nothing but a blurry, distorted shape, barely visible, while everything else in the frame looked completely normal. How could anyone still believe this was just a person after all that? But if you thought those security camera clips were creepy, just wait until you see this. 4 friends were driving home late at night, just talking and laughing like any other night. But the moment they passed by a cemetery, their camera picked up something they never expected. Look closely at the middle of the screen. Did you see it? That light silhouette of a man right in the middle of the screen? What makes this even creepier is that none of these friends saw it at the time. They only noticed it later when they rewatched the video, and that's when the shock set in. But here's the strangest part. As they drove past the cemetery, all 4 of them suddenly felt uneasy, chills running down their spines for no apparent reason. They didn't understand why at the time. But now that they do, let's just hope that next time they take a different route, one that doesn't pass by the cemetery. Now, if you've ever seen even one horror movie in your life, you know that walking into a dark, flooded basement alone is a terrible idea. But this guy did it anyway, armed with nothing but a flashlight and his phone. He stepped forward, completely unaware of the nightmare waiting for him. The basement itself was unsettling. The water pooling on the floor wasn't the scariest thing down there. As he swept his flashlight across the room, illuminating every corner, something caught his eye. For just a moment, it looked like something was watching him from the far end of the basement. Maybe he didn't see it at the time, but I did. Call me crazy, but I'm sure of what I saw. The moment his flashlight swept across the basement, something at the far end moved. For a split second, a head snapped back, almost like whatever was lurking there didn't want to be seen. Somehow, it felt dark, sinister, like it didn't want him there, or worse, like it wanted to hurt him. George is a YouTuber who insisted that something strange was happening in his house. He claimed a ball in the hallway moving on its own. Of course, no one believed him. Everyone brushed it off as a trick, a draft, or just his imagination. But George was determined to prove them wrong. So, he set up his camera, hit record, and waited.
What's up, everybody? George here, by myself in the hallway. And the ball, not my ball, but the ball is moving by itself again. I gotta capture it for you guys, because nobody believes me. Go ahead and move. Oh my gosh, that was weird.
Just when people were ready to dismiss the whole thing as a stunt to get more views, something happened, something no one could explain. Maybe George wasn't making this up after all.
Please be nice. Dude, I got goosebumps so bad right now. You like the ball? What the heck? Oh, dude, it's pushing it down. Oh my god. What the hell? Dude, I want to run so bad right now, but I can't. I gotta film this.
If you're one of those people who think anyone could pull off a simple trick to make a ball move slightly, take a closer look at what happened next.
Are you pushing it to me? Dude, this is crazy, man. What? Okay, alright, okay, stop. Oh my god, man. I cannot believe this.
Maybe some of you think there's a string attached, pulling the ball across the floor. Others might say it's just a draft moving it. But then some believe something else is in George's house, something unseen. And honestly, they might be right. There's no visible string, and the ball isn't even near a door or window where the wind could push it. So what do you think? A simple trick or proof that something paranormal is at play? Let us know in the comments. And now, let's move on to the next disturbing footage. The last thing anyone wants after moving into a new house is to realize they might not be alone. But unfortunately, that's exactly what happened to this little kid. All he wanted was a peaceful night's sleep in his new home. At first, everything seemed perfectly normal, just another quiet evening. But the moment he went upstairs, something changed.
This is my mommy's room. This is downstairs. Oh my god.
At first, his parents didn't believe him. They thought he was just imagining things, maybe letting his nerves get the best of him. But then, they watched the video on his phone, and that changed everything. Clear as day, a massive shadow moved across the walls. It looked tall and broad, like a grown man, but no one else was there. People from all over the world have reported cases like this, cases of homes where the spirit of a previous owner refuses to leave. Some say these ghosts don't just haunt the house, they don't want anyone else living in it. Who knows? Maybe this is just one of those cases. This is the story of a coffee shop owner and the chilling footage he captured. One evening, while having dinner, his phone buzzed. The cafe alarm had gone off. Assuming it was a break-in, maybe clever thieves trying to rob the place, he rushed over to check it out himself. But when he arrived, everything was perfectly in place. No broken windows, no signs of forced entry, nothing out of the ordinary. The next morning, still feeling uneasy, he decided to check the security footage, just to be 100% sure, but nothing could have prepared him for what he was about to see. For days, he tried to convince himself that there had to be a logical explanation. Maybe it was a rat, maybe even a dog that somehow got inside. But there was one problem. He didn't have a dog or a cat. And whatever this thing was, it was far too big to be a rat or a mouse. If you ask me, it didn't even move like an animal. It looked more like a thick black cloud, shifting and gliding across the floor with purpose, something unnatural. Even though he still hasn't found a real answer, he keeps telling himself that nothing serious happened. But if I were in his place, I'd be thinking about setting up a cafe somewhere else. At first glance, this video might seem completely normal. Just another quiet night, just another tired man getting into a taxi after a long day at work. Nothing strange about that, right? Well, prepare yourself, because the terrifying part isn't that he got into the taxi, it's that he wasn't alone. Whoever or whatever got in with him wasn't supposed to be there. Without a doubt, the figure that followed him looked like a woman, but the entire clip raises more questions than answers. Where did she come from? Was she the spirit of someone connected to this man, or just a lost soul wandering aimlessly? And, more importantly, did he ever realize he wasn't alone in that taxi? Of course, some people believe this is just clever video editing. But if you watch closely, the figure blends too well into the scene, too naturally for it to be fake. Maybe it's even better if we never find out the truth. But one thing is for sure, the paranormal world is real. Most of us just aren't aware of it, at least not yet. Jinn are supernatural beings from Islamic and Arabic mythology. According to ancient stories, they were created from a pure flame of fire without smoke, while humans were formed from earth. Jinn are invisible to the human eye, but they can take on many forms: animals, humans, or even something far more terrifying. Some are good, some are neutral, but others are pure evil, and that's where the real problem begins. Things take a dark turn when a jinn decides to possess a person. If all of this sounds like nothing more than an old legend to you, then what you're about to see might change your mind.
Jus keluar. Jus siapa? Jus sudah keluar. Ini siapa? Yang Islam itu? Ini yang itu katakan Islam itu? Kamu siapa? Kamu siapa? Kamu siapa? Kamu siapa? Kamu siapa? Kamu siapa? Ya, kamu siapa? Sizzle. Hah? Sizzle. Izzul, kamu dari mana, Izzul?
The video shows a young girl undergoing an exorcism. At first, it might seem like just another ritual, something explainable. But if you still think this is just an act, keep watching, because what happens next is something that no one can explain.
Dia cukup dijaga oleh Allah.
Aku jaga ya saja.
Izzul, perhatikan. Manusia, dengarkan.
No, enggak.
Kamu mau dengar?
Aku mau kawan sama dia.
Kamu mau dengar? Kamu mau dengar?
Ya bagus, Bang.
The girl's voice changed. The soft, youthful tone was replaced by something deep and completely inhuman. It was like evil speaking through her. But the worst moments were still to come.
Pegang, lagi pegang. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Kalau kamu keluar, kamu zalim.
Nah, aku tidak mau keluar.
Udah keluar?
Tidak mau.
As the people around her began singing religious hymns, whatever was inside this girl did not like it. Unable to escape, it expressed its suffering, and most likely its rage, through her. By the way her body twisted, it was clear that whatever had taken hold of her was fighting back. Jinn have feelings and free will, just like people. If someone offends them without knowing, they might take revenge by possessing that person. Some say Jinn are even used in black magic, sent by evil people to hurt others. In other cases, a Jinn might take over a person, simply because it has fallen in love with them. Many believe that people who don't practice religious rituals or are spiritually weak are more likely to be attacked by Jinn. Whatever the reason behind this girl's possession, one thing is clear. It makes you wonder if the stories about Jinn are more than just stories, right? This bizarre footage comes from a rather unexpected place and an unusual angle.
What is it?
It's a person, dude. No, seriously, pull over.
Sure, the footage is a bit shaky, but it's definitely more intriguing than those usual clips where something barely visible moves among the trees. First, there's no doubt something is actually there, and second, the scale. Whatever this is, it has to be at least 1 to 2 stories tall to be seen from such a distance. Honestly, some forensic expert needs to dig into this and give us the facts. Until then, what do you think we're looking at? This lady got a collection of dolls from a passed away family member and is trying to get rid of them, and you are about to see exactly why.
Interested in that doll, please let me know, because I don't want to keep her, but I'd like her to go to a good home. I mean, if there's somebody out there that's interested, I don't. Did that
Oh my god, that
thing just move?
Oh my god.
Oh my god, are you kidding me? I'd like her to go to a good home. I mean, if there's somebody out there that's interested, I don't.
The head of the doll moved slowly, like it is watching her, listening to what she is saying. I have no idea why people keep these things around in their homes. These guys were having a good time, chilling, laughing, all good vibes. But trust me, that's about to change real quick.
Aí, fim da festa aí, pessoal. Ó, comprei a câmera nova. Vamos colocar um vídeo no YouTube aí, ó.
Ai, que vergonha, não faz isso.
A Josi capotada já, com sono. Aí, Thiago, a câmera que eu comprei nova aí.
Bebeu demais.
Vermelhinha e tal. Vocês nem esperaram pra festa aí, né, mano? Meu Deus do céu, que porra é essa, velho?
Okay, so that was creepy, but no need to freak out, right? Someone walking past your window could just be a random passerby. Well, not exactly.
Eu vi alguma coisa aqui, Thiago. Tem alguma coisa que passou aqui, velho.
Ih, velho.
Tô falando sério, cara. Tô falando sério. Vem aqui comigo, cara.
Tem nada aqui não.
Eu vi uma coisa assim, cara.
Tá louco, mano?
Maluco. Eu vou voltar a câmera. E você vai ver, velho.
That wasn't outside. That was inside their home. And now I'm just wondering, why aren't they more freaked out? If that were me, I'd be screaming my head off by now.
Vocês nem esperaram pra festa aí, né, mano? Meu Deus do céu, que porra é essa, velho?
Irrespective of how spooky that was, this next one takes the scare factor up a notch. And by a notch, I mean heart-stopping scary. What's up with this woman? The black face paint and those piercing eyes. Yeah, she's definitely going to haunt my dreams tonight, and probably yours too. What's scarier, what you can see or what you can't see? Well, this next clip might just help you decide.
कंडक्टर शीट पे अभी कोई नहीं है,
कोई भी नहीं है, लेकिन यहाँ पे कोई ना कोई बैठा हुआ है, पर हमें से कोई दिक्कत परेशानी नहीं हो रही। ये देखो, मैं आपको दिखाता हूँ कैमरे में, CCTV कैमरे लगे हुए हैं बस के अंदर।
This footage comes from a public transport bus in Delhi, India. Let me translate. The guy is pointing out that no one is sitting in the conductor's designated seat. Seems pretty obvious.
और आप इधर देख सकते हो, जो कंडक्टर सीट पे एक व्यक्ति बैठा हुआ है। देखो, दिख रहा है आपको? कंडक्टर सीट पे ये व्यक्ति बैठा हुआ है।
That's strange. The CCTV feed shows someone sitting there, clear as day.
ये देखो, दोबारा से ध्यान से देख लो, बैठा हुआ है। और मैं जो है आपको दोबारा से कंडक्टर सीट की तरफ ले जाता हूँ, और देखो यहाँ कोई भी नज़र नहीं आ रहा कैमरे में। देखो, फिर से एक बार और देख लो, ध्यान से, कहीं मिस्टेक हो रही हो। बाकायदा इसमें दिख रहा है व्यक्ति बैठा हुआ, ये देखो, दिखा आपको। लेकिन ऐसे अगर मैं पीछे करके दिखाता हूँ बस मैं अंदर या कंडक्टर सीट पे, देखो दोबारा से कोई भी नज़र नहीं आ रहा।
But how? Could this be staged? Let's take a closer look at the feed to see if there's anything that proves this CCTV footage is actually live.
देखो, दिख रहा है आपको? कंडक्टर सीट पे ये व्यक्ति बैठा हुआ है। ये देखो, दोबारा से ध्यान से देख लो, बैठा हुआ है। और मैं जो है आपको दोबारा से कंडक्टर सीट की तरफ ले जाता हूँ, और देखो यहाँ कोई भी नज़र नहीं आ रहा कैमरे में।
Could it really be a ghost, or are we looking at an elaborate setup? What do you think? This next one is as fascinating as it is eerie. It's from a Halloween contest run by Ring Camera, where people were asked to send in the most haunting footage captured on their devices. This could either be one of the best produced ghost hoax videos or some of the most compelling evidence of a ghost caught on camera. Honestly, I'm torn. For starters, the lack of a timestamp means we can't confirm it's a continuous feed, and everything seems a little too perfect. But here's the kicker. Would Ring really allow a hoax to make it as an official contest entry? If they vetted it, maybe there's more to it. That figure looks like an apparition. Meanwhile, the woman seems completely real. The chair, it moves by itself. The figure only appears after it's positioned, casually sitting down and sipping from the cup. Here's the thing, the ghostly figure feels oddly believable, while the woman seems like she is acting. Talk about irony, the ghost feels more genuine than the living. So, what do you think? Is this too good to be true, or are we looking at something genuinely unexplainable? Let me know, because I can't decide. Our next clip takes us to Highland, Michigan, where a young family's chilling encounter with the unknown made headlines.
What is it? Is it real? And what is it doing there?
Wondering what she's talking about? Well, take a look.
It's almost like she sees something that we don't.
This is 15-month-old Lily. Adorable, right? But what's happening around her is far from cute.
It's an image Heather and Josh say is haunting their home. It was chilling. It was literally a chill.
Did you catch that? A ghostly figure walking past, and it wasn't just the camera picking it up. Lily noticed it too.
A few weeks ago, what appears to be something moving in front of the baby crib.
I freaked out. I stopped what I was doing and I ran upstairs and I grabbed my daughter.
If it was just an apparition on the footage, you might dismiss it as a trick of the light. But it's not that simple. There's more.
Heather says this so-called ghost scratched her daughter Lily and attacked her too.
It scares us that it could do something else. I mean, there was even a morning that I woke up and I had felt like something was around like someone's hands were around my neck.
This is every parent's worst nightmare. A ghost scratching your baby and trying to choke you. That's a level of terror that goes beyond scary faces or eerie noises. If it were me, I'd be out of that house immediately. For young parents, the idea of something unseen causing physical harm to their child is a fear that hits too close to home, and it's more horrifying than anything else I can imagine. Now, let's take a break from the supernatural, but don't get too comfortable. Nature has its own way of being terrifying. This next clip starts out lighthearted, just a group of friends fooling around.
Oh, fuck. Oh shit! No.
Yeah, just do it there, mate. Just see how far.
No, that little movement. That's sketchy, man. No, Callum. I swear that's too much.
I swear you're now.
Yep, he definitely needs a hand, and thank goodness someone is there to give him one.
I might need a hand.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Yeah, I am thinking. Like, I'm not going there.
Let him have it.
Mate, I'm fucked.
Let it have him. God. Wait.
Slide over. No.
Imagine if he'd been alone and ended up in that ditch. This story could have had a very different ending. Nature doesn't play games, and honestly, neither should you. Respect Mother Nature. She can be as unforgiving as she is nurturing. Amanda Pitt, a mother of 4 from Pennsylvania, never believed in ghosts, but one night, something happened that changed her mind. At 3:40 a.m., she woke up to the sound of heavy footsteps in her house. At first, she thought she was just dreaming, but when she checked the security camera, she saw a creepy, ghostly figure standing right in her kitchen doorway. Panicked, she woke up her husband, and together they went to check the house. But everything was normal. The doors and windows were locked, and there was no sign of a break-in. Still, something felt off. Their dog, who usually slept peacefully at night, was pacing nervously around the kitchen as if it sensed something they couldn't see. If that's not proof that animals can feel things we can't, then I don't know what is. Have you ever experienced something you just couldn't explain? Maybe a strange noise in the middle of the night, an eerie shadow in the corner of your eye, or even something more terrifying. Let us know in the comments. The start of December marked a very unusual situation in New Jersey because, one after another, hundreds of witnesses and clips were uploaded online, claiming that a UFO-like object had been seen in the sky.
The mysterious drones flying above multiple counties, and no one really seems to know exactly what's going on.
There were all types of drones lurking in the skies. They were seen at night and during the daytime. Sometimes there was just a single drone flying, and other times there were even multiple drones, leaving people confused about what exactly was happening.
Like a helicopter, depending on how big they are is how loud they are. There's red and green lights on either side of them.
Now, the whole thing started on December 12th, 2024, when a video was recorded of mysterious drones flying in the sky at night. The person recording had no idea what it was, so they caught it on camera and even reported it to the local police.
We're on the highway and out in the distance we see all these lights.
But this was the first sighting to be reported, though not the first to ever happen. When people went to New Jersey, to talk to the locals, they realized this was not the first time mysterious drone sightings had occurred there.
It's like 2 o'clock in the morning, and I'm like a mom, so I do my mom walkthroughs and this, that, or whatever. So I hear like this loud sound. It sounds like a generator or something.
So according to that woman, it was a drone in the sky with the loudest sound she had ever heard. But surprisingly enough, if all this had been happening for a year, why didn't anyone notice it? Until, of course, December 2024, when multiple people came forward at once with so many clips and pieces of evidence. And if you think this was only happening in New Jersey, then you are wrong, because this has also been recorded all around the globe, like this clip, which was recently recorded in Argentina. But while this clip showed a whole bunch of drones flying at night, there were fewer drones recorded in Ohio as well. And this one gets scarier because the drones just disappeared into thin air.
What I don't understand is how they're circling so close.
Yeah, what is going on there?
Whatever's trailing behind them just disappears.
Yeah, then it's gone.
But then people kept claiming they were just drones or planes in the sky, which left people confused until a video surfaced online that had everyone quiet. The giant UFO-like thing caught in the clip was nothing close to either a drone or a plane. And the sightings just never stopped. One after another, people kept seeing these weird things in the sky with no one to answer their questions.
Marmora, New Jersey.
They were coming in all shapes and sizes, sometimes huge, sometimes small, and other times in shapes no one could identify.
I've been seeing them at like 4 in the morning.
Have you?
Like twice.
That's very... I mean, that is seeing sex.
And with the volume of these clips and the way people were raising questions, the whole thing went mainstream, with journalists starting to ask what was happening.
For a month now, and we have no answers, and these drones have not stopped.
This pushed the mayor and others to give their take on whatever was happening, but it appeared they themselves had no clue. All they could say was that these drones were not a threat to the public, but when asked what they were, they seemed just as clueless as the public.
They were saying that they pose no threat. Now they realize that they can't say that. They don't know if these things are carrying payload. This is what they told us in the briefing.
Eventually, they even handed the whole case to the FBI to investigate what was happening, as residents were getting scared. Of course, anyone would be if their privacy was being breached this way, or worse, if those were some non-human entities just waiting to strike.
What the hell these drones are in New Jersey are? Is that correct?
That's right.
It's crazy. I mean, that's crazy. That's madness that we don't know what these drones are.
The Bureau is actively investigating the situation you mentioned, just the unexplained sighting of drone activity.
So yeah, for now, even the FBI has no clue what is happening in New Jersey or the whole world. Is it the apocalypse we've been warned about? Or just some people playing pranks on us? No one knows. For now, the FAA has banned anyone from flying drones in parts of New York and New Jersey, just to be safe. A group of friends were hanging out in a basement, recording what they thought would be a fun video. Instead, they captured something utterly terrifying.
Lois, what are you doing?
Dude, come on, man. I just lost like 50 bucks in cards.
You can get over it.
I know. I'm gonna just have to...
Stacko, what are you doing over there?
I think I found a mouse
mouse in here somewhere.
Are you serious?
Dude, it's dark. I don't know where it's. I can't find it.
Turn the lights on. Turn the lights on.
Dude, I'm not standing with a mouse.
Turn the lights on. I'm not standing with a mouse.
I'll do
I
it.
can't see anything.
There's no mouse in here.
There's something in there.
There's not.
Did you get it?
I can't see it.
Dude, did you get the mouse trap?
Mouse is really getting fine. Alright, whatever.
There it is, a sinister face staring directly at the camera from behind the guy. The unsettling thing is, nobody seemed to notice it at the time.
I think I found a mouse in here somewhere.
Are you serious?
Dude, it's dark. I don't know where it's. I can't find it.
Turn the lights on. Turn the lights on.
Dude, I'm not standing with a mouse.
Turn the lights on.
And then, just as the light turns on, the figure vanishes completely. Whatever it was, it's clear this guy was in serious trouble, if not for the cameraman who turned on the lights. Next up, we have a TikTok user who, while renovating his newly purchased home, stumbled upon a secret tunnel, and what they found inside was nothing short of bizarre.
Going right back in. I think it got smaller. Ah! I don't know what the fuck I'm getting myself into. There's a water hose. A full cement floor too. This way. This way. What the fuck is this? What is going on? It's a home, bruh. There's like a closet. Like someone was trying to get out here.
This tunnel is massive, with multiple branching paths, a hidden tap, and a mysterious door at the far end. Judging by the structure, with its medieval era walls and eerie design, it seems like it was built centuries ago. But the most chilling detail isn't the architecture, it's where they found it.
This way. This way.
Another detail that adds to the mystery is that the planks seem to have been boarded from the inside. You can see the way the nails are sticking out. The planks also seem rather new, indicating someone must have placed them recently. So, what exactly is this tunnel, and who has access to it? A hiker exploring the Slovakian woods in July 2019 captured a bone-chilling encounter with what the internet is now calling the Woodman. Deep in the forest, he stumbled upon what looked like a makeshift hut. Sticks and twigs were arranged in a way that suggested it was built for shelter, whether by someone or something. But what happened next was terrifying. The sounds he recorded were chilling, as if something unearthly was lurking nearby. But the horror didn't stop there. What on earth is that? This creature, dubbed the Woodman, seemed furious about the intruder in its territory. Whether it's a cryptid or a hoax, the possibility of its existence is enough to send chills down anyone's spine. Let's hope it stays hidden in the woods. In this eerie clip from 2017, a driver on a desolate road in Buzău, Romania, captured a moment that nearly gave him a heart attack. The uploader claimed this was a phantoma, a ghost, and honestly, it looks like it could be. But if you look closely, you'll notice humanoid legs beneath the figure, which might suggest it's just a human pulling off a hoax. But seriously, at midnight, in the middle of nowhere, who would do something like that for fun? This solo camper's peaceful night took a terrifying turn when he realized he was not alone in the forest. Solo camping in such deep forests always seems like a bad idea to me, but anyway, at first, what he hears are just the usual sounds of a coyote hunting pack. Nothing too unusual for the woods. But then, this happened.
Oh, fuck. Oh, hi. What the hell? I need to get out of here. Oh boy. Oh. Okay. That was fucking creepy. I need to get out of here.
A high-pitched voice broke the silence saying, "I see you," startled but trying to stay calm. The camper responded with a simple "hi." According to him, it could have been another camper, but he'd been in these woods many times and never seen anyone before. Whatever it was, it seemed to be stalking him, its intentions unclear. Imagine hearing that in the dead of night. Terrifying, to say the least. A homeowner couldn't believe his eyes when he checked his security camera, thinking he'd caught a robber, only to discover something far stranger, a time traveler.
This dude's coming onto my property to what looks like rob my house, but it actually turns out he is a time traveler. And let me show you that. I literally can't even make this up, like if I wanted to make this up. It blows my mind. This just happened yesterday. So as you can see, he's wandering around my backyard. I don't know what he's trying to do. Now he's like thinking like where to go, and he actually ends up going into my shed. So you can see he opens it, goes into the shed. So I'm fast forwarding the time so you can see there's no movement. He never leaves the shed. And I'm talking on the camera. I'm like, yo, what are you doing? Why are you in my shed? Never answers. He never leaves the shed. I literally was watching it the whole time. So I end up calling the police. You could see in the last one, the police coming through the front yard. And then here's the police coming into the backyard. And you can see they literally go inside. They go inside and I'm talking to them. Then they go inside again. Like they're inside there. And they come out and he's not there. And like I've been watching this backdoor camera the whole entire time and he never left. I really watched the camera the whole time. He never left. Police didn't see him in there. And like it blows my mind. Like I don't know if there's a tunnel in my shed in the backyard. I don't know if he teleported. I don't know where this guy went or why he went in that shed. Let me know what you think because I'm like perplexed. Flabbergasted.
The TikTok video shows a man entering the property, going into a shed, and then disappearing. Even the police investigated, but found no one. It could be a camera glitch, or perhaps there's some hidden passageway, but the homeowner provided more evidence.
Have an update regarding the time traveler that went into my shed and disappeared. And this is gonna blow a lot of people's minds. And if you're still denying that this is real at this point, this is gonna change your mind. So just a quick recap. This guy walks around my backyard goes to my shed, opens the door, goes inside, and disappears. Called the cops came, they went in the shed twice. He wasn't in there. They looked, I looked like an insane guy. The cops were like, what is this guy smoking? And you can see he never came back until the next day right here. Notification on my camera that there's somebody in my backyard, and this guy leaves my shed. And he looks right at the camera too. That guy left my shed. But here's the craziest part. This looks like the same guy, maybe, glasses, whatever. Let's look at the other guy. This was the other guy. He noticeably aged. Looks like the same guy, but aged. So him again, and now him. Same facial features, whiter hair. So I don't even know what to think at this point. Somebody explain this. He literally left the same shed. You saw the camera I put before. There was no movement that whole night. Then the next day, this guy leaves the shed, looks right at the camera like he knows, and he looks noticeably older. I don't know, something's going on. Somebody explain what's going on in my shed. I'll be going there in about a week to give a tour, since a lot of people are asking. But yeah, it's crazy. Like, I don't even know what to think. Did he time travel? Is this a different person? Who is this new guy? Is it the same guy? Let me know what you think, because this blew my mind.
In this follow-up, the same man, now appearing older, emerges from the shed the following day. I'm not sure if this is just an elaborate prank or something deeper, but this whole thing feels like it could be a scene right out of a sci-fi time travel movie. Maybe that shed is a time capsule after all. This fresh evidence of Sasquatch's existence is making waves online thanks to some intriguing trail cam photos. Captured by a trail camera in Connorsville, Indiana, this figure was seen wandering the woods. The trail cam owner and uploader revealed that neighbors had reported hearing strange, loud screams the same night the creature was recorded. Could this be the proof we've been waiting for? Or is it just another hoax? Either way, it's enough to make you think twice before venturing into the woods at night. On February 3rd, 2009, 3 friends decided to go on a camping trip in Amicalola River, North Georgia. They were never seen again. A camera was recovered near their camping site, containing their very last moments.
We gonna head on up there to that Amicalola. They call it the Jugulbla River in Navajo, but there's no Navajos around here, and the Cherokees, they call it the Amicalola. So that's kind of the name that we go with around here in these parts. Yep.
Love stick shift.
So I guess we're gonna go stop. We're gonna go our poor ass, we got some change.
The 3 of them can be seen excited about the trip, and as we heard in the video, they're planning to stop somewhere for snacks and supplies. A few hours of driving later, they finally reach their campsite. Unfortunately, they run into a problem.
So what are we gonna do?
Who we could holler at?
I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, we don't know what we're gonna do.
Dude, I'm about to drive around here and find some fucking where we can go. Where it doesn't have any fucking posted signs, where it's just off the beaten path.
Oh, there is nowhere around here like that.
I just passed probably 12 different little cutaways on the way up here.
They discover that the trail to the camping area is not drivable, forcing them to leave their truck near the entrance. Despite this, they push through and carry their things deeper into the forest, finally finding a campsite a few minutes later.
Is this sear in the bottom? Hey, is that sear in the front? It's blue, yes sir.
The friends can be seen having fun, drinking beer, and being loud in general. Unfortunately, towards the end of the night, they start seeing some strange things, like shadows, accompanied with unusual sounds.
White rabbits. They follow me everywhere I go. They are manita. Oh, please shit, that just freaked me out.
They just freaked my ass.
You see that dude? Hey!
It's not about you. Even though your name's being
quiet.
mentioned,
He's finally over here and we're like, just be quiet.
I know, like, I enjoyed this.
They ignore the strange signs and continue having fun, drinking, and talking to the camera. Unfortunately for them, the sounds only seem to get louder until finally this happens. sadly, much of the footage has been lost or corrupted, and we are unable to see what was chasing them in the video. Some claim that the creature chasing them was a cryptid called the Dogman. It is described as a 7-foot-tall bipedal, canine-like animal or creature that hunts campers in the middle of the night. The trio were never seen again after the attack. Well, this next clip is the stuff of nightmares, and it might just keep you awake tonight. Diagnosed with sleep apnea and concerned for her health, she set up a camera to record herself while she slept, but she did not expect to see this. Okay, if anyone out there can explain this logically without just calling it a hoax, please drop it in the comments, because I've got nothing. This next clip takes us to a desolate worksite in the dead of night, and honestly, I'm not sure what compelled this man to pull out his camera and start recording.
Hey, ¿de qué te ríes? ¿Dónde estás?
It's eerily quiet and pitch black, but here's the strange part. Who is he even talking to? And is that Spanish? If anyone can translate, let us know in the comments.
¿Dónde estás?
That's a little girl giggling, no doubt. But where is she? The camera doesn't show anyone else but this man. There's no sign of another person anywhere.
Hey, ¿cómo te llamas? A la verga, cámara. Pues, no sé qué hagas aquí, pero...
Honestly, that was deeply unsettling. Could it really be a real girl the camera somehow missed? And even if it was, what on earth would she be doing, all alone, in the middle of a construction site, in the dead of night? This guy and his family just trying to enjoy a nice day camping. Earlier in the morning, they set up camp in a not-so-popular camping spot in the area, hoping that they won't come across other campers. Unfortunately for them, trouble seems to be interested in following them.
Come on! Give Mom the phone. No, here, give inside. I should give him a ride. Yeah. No. They're 2 miles away. I know them. I told you.
In the video, you can hear people screaming outside their tent. This obviously leads to his wife and kids getting concerned, so he decides to check it out. His wife tries stopping him, but the fight becomes worse and worse, leaving him no other choice but to do this.
I give them a ride 2 miles, Jim, and they'll be done. Okay? They could hurt you. They're not going to hurt me, okay? I'll give them a ride. Please don't.
They could harm you.
Where's my keys?
His wife pleads for him not to leave, but concerned for his and his family's safety, he feels that the right thing to do was to stop the fight happening in front of them.
I have no idea. No, stop. They could harm you. Dad, let's just stay here. Let's stay here.
Hold on.
Fortunately, after the terrifying encounter, the people fighting outside calmed down and left. They immediately jump on the first chance they got to leave, terrified of the dangerous people coming back for them. This next clip comes from Bob Gimlin's YouTube channel, where he shares what might just be some of the clearest paranormal evidence ever captured. Back in October 2016, Bob was the night manager at a resort in Wisconsin. On the day he got his new iPhone, Bob decided to test out its camera by snapping photos throughout the building. Out of the 118 photos and live captures he took, 6 stand out for one eerie reason. They seem to show a shadowy figure.
I didn't even notice the figure in this sequence until I started working on this video. This was not the subject of this video. I haven't even gotten to the good part yet. And it's easy to think at first that this silhouette is just me, but it's not, because I'm holding the phone in front of my face. And you can even make out that there's no arm between where the figure is and the flash. Just to be clear, I'm holding the phone to my face on the left. To prove that the silhouette on the right isn't me, look at this photo from earlier, from a few photos ago. See, no figure. I'm the only silhouette in the picture, with the flash in front of my face. And then about 10 pictures later, in the same spot, I'm not the only figure in frame.
It's definitely the reflection of 2 different figures, or should I say, one person and something else. Bob insists he was completely alone that night. The spa was locked, and he had the only keys. So, could this just be pareidolia? Our brains turning random shapes into something familiar?
When low battery mode turns on, it only takes the normal still capture. But I took 6 more pictures of that window.
Paranormal enthusiasts say spirits draw energy to manifest. So, Bob's phone battery draining at just the right moment. Coincidence? Or is this exactly what they're talking about?
I see a figure, like, going maybe down the hall. See that? But the fact that the live feature terminated as a result of low battery really jives with what paranormal speculators claim about alleged spirits or entities requiring a power source to manifest. I don't feel qualified to speculate on that.
Grainy or not, that sure looks like someone walking down the hallway. Now, imagine thinking you're completely alone in the entire property and then capturing something like this.
Empty tables, fireplace, and again, same figure, same place. And here it is blown up to 300%. Here's the bar and the POS station. Another of the bar, but here it is again. And blown up to 300%. I know this is too much. I really do. Then the fireplace again. And then the figure again. And blown up to 300.
Okay, that does look like someone sitting there.
Do ghosts have eyeshine? I'm not really sure what that light in the window is. It's definitely not something outside. Trust me when I say that being the only person in a rather creepy facility at midnight, my senses were heightened. There's literally no way I wouldn't have noticed a person sitting 10 to 15 feet away. You know, I was quite alert for anything amiss, as a matter of self-preservation. And it was no Halloween decoration or anything like that. This place is pretty high-end, and certainly isn't the plastic skeleton type of place, and this is no skeleton.
Whatever it is, it seems to have shiny eyes, or maybe the camera flash is reflecting in them. Whether you're a skeptic or a believer, this clip has enough in it to make you question everything you thought you knew. Next up is a very unusual entry. We've got not 1, not 2, but 3 ghostly apparitions caught on camera in the documentary series James May.
These little openings are things like shots through there is a big posh house, and this would have been incredibly busy at the time of the eruption, teeming with Romans doing Roman stuff. And it probably is worth remembering that this actually is a mass grave.
First, we have James May walking through the ancient city of Pompeii, describing it as a mass grave. Did you catch it? And that's just the beginning. Next, we head to a car garage.
I had to stand in front of the artists and say whose picture I liked best, which was a little bit awkward.
An apparition of a woman walking by. Finally, here's the third one.
Look at that. I mean, anywhere else that would be a sort of grey, cloudy day, but in Italy, even the clouds are bellissimo. It was Verdi, he was a composer, who said, "You may have the universe if I may have Italy."
So, what do you think? 3 apparitions in one series? Is it too much to write off as coincidence? Could this be a clever marketing strategy? Skinwalker Ranch, located in Utah, has a reputation as a paranormal hotspot. UFO sightings, strange lights in the sky, cattle mutilations, and even encounters with otherworldly creatures. It's got it all. But that's not all. Visitors to the ranch have reported time anomalies, bizarre electromagnetic activity, and an unshakable feeling of dread. And these pilots caught something bizarre on camera. That lake looks way too small for a serpent that size, and the area isn't exactly known for giant snakes. So, what's going on? This clip is from a security camera in Veracruz, Mexico, showing something strange. The dog seemed to have transformed into a human. Cameras malfunction sometimes. Could this explain what we're seeing? Tragic events are bound to happen, but there are times when there's an unlikely hero at the scene. The dog refuses to step onto the sidewalk. It's hesitant, almost like it knows something isn't right. If the dog hadn't stopped her, she would be under that bus. A tragic event that was, fortunately, averted. After watching this next video, you might think twice before going on a hiking adventure with your friends. This video comes from a group of friends who set out on a hiking trip, unaware that something was stalking them. As they took a break during their trek, the camera unknowingly captured a white figure lurking in the background. Later, the same figure was caught stalking them again as they continued their hike. Then, when they settled down to camp for the night, they heard movement in the nearby bushes. Something was out there. This is exactly why I avoid hiking in these kinds of mountainous areas. You never know when a creepy white figure might be watching you with sinister intentions. This woman was house-sitting when something decided to mess with her. As she was sleeping on the couch and recording herself, strange things started happening. First, something pulled her shoulder. Then, it began messing with her hair, and even yanked her head to wake her up. It also tugged at her hips and arms, as if trying to get her attention. Reviewing the footage later, she discovered eerie voices whispering, "She is mine," while something continued pulling at her. There's a lot going on here, and that house definitely seems haunted by a mischievous spirit that has taken a strange interest in her. You couldn't pay me $1 million to house sit in that place. That's for sure. These tourists, on their venture to Sintra, Portugal, captured something that is terrifying the whole internet. This video from 2010 was recorded by tourists visiting Pina Palace in Portugal. As they were filming the outskirts, the cameraman managed to capture a strange, large head peeking out from the nearby woods.
Here we are at the Pina Palace.
The head appears unnaturally large compared to the ground and the height at which it was seen. Due to its thick black fur, some people are convinced it might be Bigfoot, but without more evidence, we can't say for sure. It could be something far more sinister and entirely different from Bigfoot. Next, we have a photo captured at the Stanley Hotel in Colorado that proves why people get chills just hearing about it. This first photo shows the hallway of the famously haunted Stanley Hotel, best known for inspiring The Shining by Stephen King, who dramatically detailed his eerie experiences there. The second photo, taken just seconds later in a burst sequence, reveals a very clear figure at the end of the hall. No one had been seen or heard when the photos were taken. The uploader didn't notice the figure until they got back to their hotel room and began reviewing the pictures. The figure appears to be a lady, holding a purse in her hand, staring directly at the camera. What in the hell is that lady doing there? According to the cameraman who took the photo, no one was there at the time. Pretty scary. This kayaker couldn't believe his eyes when he spotted something strange in the lake, and he took to the internet for answers.
Out. I was cleaning up the lake, and I come.
This video comes from TikTok, where a user was baffled after discovering what looked like a skull submerged in the hazy lake water. The skull appeared to have been there for a long time, covered in algae buildup. The kayaker who found it was seriously confused, even considering calling the police, wondering if it was a real human skull.
I don't know if you can see this, but that looks like a skull. And I am freaked out. I was cleaning up the lake, and I come across this skull.
Even though it looks eerily real, it could very well be a prop from a horror movie or a short film that was left behind. But hey, that's just speculation. What do you think? A prop? Or something far more sinister? Passing through a cemetery? Always make sure to keep an eye out, because you never know when you'll see something like this. This video comes from a driver who was passing by a cemetery when his camera accidentally captured what looks like a woman's spirit. The spirit appeared to be quite tall and only lasted for a brief moment before vanishing. It was standing over a grave, probably its own, and seemed to be doing something. The driver didn't notice it at the time, only realizing it when he got home and reviewed the footage. Of all places, cemeteries are the grounds that seem to hold these strange sightings, with spirits wandering around. This is exactly why, even during the day, I get a bit scared driving past them. This guy was visiting his sister's grave when she decided to play hide and seek with him. Uploaded on TikTok, this video shows the cameraman recording the gravestone when a smoky figure appears, peeking out from behind it. However, when the cameraman goes to check, there's no one there. This happens multiple times, almost like the spirit is playing hide and seek with the cameraman. The cameraman believes this ghost is his sister, who used to play hide and seek with him when she was alive. This video could well be CGI, as it looks too scary to be true. The movements of the smoky figure seem too animated to be real. What are your thoughts on it? Real or just another hoax? This might be the holy grail of Bigfoot evidence. This man claims he's found something truly unusual.
Y'all tell me what y'all think it is. I mean, I'm gonna pick it up. Well, I ain't gonna hurt nothing. That is, ooh, that's solid up in there.
Now, this is interesting. It really does resemble a petrified toe, but the size of it, far too large to be human, isn't it? Compare it with his fingers.
That is a petrified Bigfoot toe, or somebody's thumb. It is freaking huge, whatever it is. I'm coming. Give me a box to put it in. I had to show y'all first. What do y'all think?
That can either be a really weird looking stone or indeed a petrified toe. You can even see what looks like the nail of the toe. The process of petrification is pretty rare. The organic material needs to be replaced by minerals. And as far as I could find, there are no cases of such perfect petrification done by natural causes, only through artificial means. What do you think about this toe? True or fake? This next clip is fascinating for two reasons. First, it comes from a well-known conservative political activist and author, Charlie Kirk. Second, it's absolutely genuine. No foul play here.
Those are not airplanes.
Yeah, they keep circling.
They just keep circling. And they're going to go away.
And there's nothing on your radar right now?
No, there's nothing there. I can zoom out.
Now the light's going out.
They're gone.
Have you ever seen anything like that before?
A couple times in this area. But
we're flying over New Mexico?
Yeah.
Which is Roswell, which is where all those...
Correct. It's where all the weird stuff happens. They're going to go again.
Have you ever seen anything like this?
They've been doing it for like the past hour.
What do you think they are?
Something was above them and not showing on radar. The disturbing part is that they are above New Mexico, where supposedly an UFO crashed in 1947 and alien bodies were found. Of course, it was all deemed as just a conspiracy theory, but that is a crazy coincidence.
They're at 100,000 feet?
They would have to be. The X-15 flew at 300,000 feet. Here they come again. They're coming around again. I can see the one. He's going to dip right, and then it's going to go away.
So they're above us significantly.
Look, it's going to get really bright. And then it's going to go away. The whole flight I've been wanting to call you up here, I'm like, who's going to think we're crazy?
I'm seeing it myself, but look, your radar would pick it up if it was an aircraft, right?
Yes. There's one below us at 8,000 feet. There's another one below us at 6,000 feet.
There's nobody out here over
200 miles. There's nobody.
But what kind of a thing would not be picked up on radar?
Yeah, exactly. Something small.
Could it be military?
I would think so. I think it has to be.
But why would they be just showing lights and doing stuff like that?
I don't know.
Those two dots are far above the aircraft, appearing and disappearing in a pattern. And more importantly, they're not detected on radar. These must be seriously stealthy objects to evade radar detection.
The satellites are a much higher orbit than that.
I don't know precisely how high the orbit is.
So is that again?
I would think, yeah.
They seem to be moving.
Exactly. One night Pete and I were flying, we swear they were dogfighting.
Really?
What it looked like something out of Star Wars.
Have your other pilots ever seen anything like
we
this?
talked about it a little bit. especially going over El Paso, down by White Sands through here.
This is really strange. Even the pilots believe it can't be satellites because they're circling around the same place and they would be way below the normal altitude. What we're seeing is at around 100,000 feet. For you to understand just how strange this is, normal planes usually go up to 43,000 feet. Only reconnaissance aircrafts reach that altitude. So, someone is secretly watching that area from above.
And no logical explanation.
The only logical explanation would be a satellite, but I don't know the satellites that does a circle in the same place. But they come again, you can almost see 3 of them. Here's one. They're lower on the horizon now.
It's like they're in formation now.
Yeah, exactly. And there's like one coming up behind us.
Yeah, there's 2 of them right there. And they're way ahead of us.
Yeah.
Could they be surveillance?
Yeah, my conspiracy theory mind just starts going crazy.
The question is, who's doing the surveillance? Humans or aliens? I don't see how we can just write these things off. I mean, there's definitely something there. This clip comes from a janitor on a late shift at King High School who started noticing weird things happening, so he started recording this.
Alright, I usually don't record while I'm on the job, but this is freaking me out. It's sort of unreal. I'm here at work, I'm here in the janitor's closet. Just to, I don't know, let you guys know this school was built on a cemetery.
In 2019, a chilling discovery was made beneath the grounds of C. Leon King High School in Tampa, Florida.
As it found 145 coffins at King High School, and there could be more.
Showing just how ugly things were here, even through the 1950s.
It's also difficult to know that there could be dozens more coffins, possibly of infants too tiny for radars to detect. Black cemeteries that have been erased through racism, neglect, and time.
The school, established in 1960, was unknowingly constructed atop Ridgewood Cemetery, a forgotten burial ground for African Americans and indigent individuals. Ground-penetrating radar revealed approximately 145 unmarked graves just 3 to 5 feet below the surface, with historical records indicating that between 250 and 268 people were interred there between 1933 and 1954.
Yeah, I didn't really believe him until tonight. I was in here cleaning up after some students had thrown a party, but what's been freaking me out is this one right here. No matter where I'm at in the classroom or what I decide to do, it just follows me. And do your thing, you stupid balloon. I got you on camera now, so let's just, see? That right there.
The balloon moved by itself, but is this enough proof? Well, things are about to get way scarier.
Just... Ooh, okay.
The balloon starts following him, as if dragged or moved by an unseen force.
See, no.
The disturbing part is that the balloon seems to move only when he moves as well, and stationary when he stops. However, that is not the scariest part. Brace yourself for what comes next.
It just follows me no matter what. Ooh! No, I can't.
A disturbing figure can be seen speeding by at the windows, way too fast for a person playing a prank on this janitor. And considering the history and the fact that there's been so many night janitors giving up on this job, there might be some credit to this footage. In 2007, seasoned Australian adventurer Andrew McCauley embarked on a perilous solo kayak journey, aiming to traverse the 991-mile expanse of the Tasman Sea from Australia to New Zealand. This is his last footage. His body was never found. Equipped with a modified sea kayak and a fervent spirit, McCauley documented his voyage through a series of haunting video recordings. These clips capture his encounters with the relentless ocean, his reflections on isolation, and the mounting challenges he faced. As he neared New Zealand's shores, McCauley transmitted a distress call, his voice strained and fragmented, indicating his kayak was sinking. Despite an extensive search, only his capsized kayak was recovered. McCauley himself was never found. The recovered footage stands as the only testament to his final days, offering a glimpse into the harrowing reality of his ill-fated expedition. Some say the doom of our Earth will start in Yellowstone, and there is some credit to this. That is a hydrothermal explosion. Underground water meets intense heat, and before anyone can react, danger erupts without a hint of warning. Fortunately, everyone walked away this time, but let's not forget, Yellowstone sits atop one of the most unstable grounds on Earth. Once, it was the domain of a supervolcano. Remember that unforgettable scene from 2012? If Yellowstone's supervolcano were to stir again, it wouldn't just be a disaster. It would be the end of civilization as we know it. For more interesting footage, check this out